Hello students, good morning to all of you. Today I will discuss about the establishment of the racial state. So dear students, according to this Nazi worldview and Nazi propaganda, their concepts as well as their theory is entirely different. The Nazi worldview as well as the Nazi propaganda gives priorities only to Germany peoples who are pure Germans. They are such as the Nordic Aryans. So in this Nazi propaganda, as we see the implementations of the creating of a exclusive racial community who are pure Germans. So these Nazi peoples, they do not give much priorities to undesirable peoples. They are such as Jews, Gypsies, Poland as well as the Russian peoples. They give much priority only to healthy Nordic Aryans. They are the pure peoples who has right to live, who has equality status, who has every kind of determinations as well as having all kind of eligibility to live in this racial state. But these undesirable peoples has no right to live. And what Hitler was doing to them, he was punishing badly to all these inferior community, all this undesirable community in the society. It is one kind of euthanasia, means killing, mercy killing these low category of peoples. That means discriminations. So dear students, who according to this Nazi worldview, who are worthy to live in the society? The desirable peoples, the Nordic Aryans. They are having worthy of prospering, worthy of multiplying against the undesirable peoples in the society. So as we see that the German peoples, they were considered pure peoples. They have only right to live in the society, but these undesirable peoples, they have no right to live in the society. So in Germans, those Germans who are seen impure, they have no right to live. They have no right to exist in the society. But who has right to live? The pure German peoples. Because the Nazi worldview, they do not consider as well as do not give much more priority to other inferior community. They only like the pure Nordic Aryans. So under this euthanasia programs or the killing of peoples, the Nazi leaders were punished badly. They were considered unfit to live in the society. They have psychological problems. So after this Second World War, the Nazi peoples, the Helmut father, all these peoples were considered psychological problems peoples. Why? Because they are unfit to live in the society. They have a target of killing particular community. They have the euthanasia program, killing of innocent peoples. That is why the international organizations which give the justice, and it used to define that these Nazi leaders are unfit to live in the society because they have a program of killing innocent blood through genocidal war. So dear students, the Jews, the Gypsies, the blacks, all these peoples were considered racial inferior according to Nazi worldview. Why? Because these lower category peoples are inferior according to Nazi propaganda. Who is having eligibility to live in the society? It is the Nordic Aryans. So my dear students, as we see that these poor category peoples, the lower category peoples were badly punished. There was a camp of concentrations, and in that camp nearly 52 categories of peoples, nearly these low category peoples were badly punished and they were killed in the societies. Even the Russians the Poles, all these peoples were also considered subhumans, and they are undeserving humanity in the society. So when these German peoples had occupied the Poland during Poland and Russia, during that time the civilians were forcefully made as slave as well as laborer, and many peoples of these Russians society as well as in Poland, many people they died of starvations, they died of doing hard work in the society. So dear students, as we see that apart from these Jews who were considered these lower categories are these Russians as well as the Poles peoples. So why the Jewish peoples were hated so much? It is because according to this Nazi propaganda, these Jewish peoples were blamed of killing Lord Jesus Christ. That is why these Jewish peoples were badly considered and they were very badly punished by Hitler, because according to Hitler, the Jewish peoples, they are responsible for killing Lord Jesus Christ. So that is why they were badly punished by these Nazi peoples. So dear children, until the medieval times we see that the Jewish peoples, they were not allowed to owning land in Germany. Always those peoples were persecuted, they were killed, they were punished, they were not given permissions to settle in Germany. Always they were dispersed by these Nazi peoples. They were targeting these Jewish peoples in Germany and torturing these peoples, killing these peoples, and they were not permitting them to live in Germany. So dear students, as we have been discussing about this exclusive racial community, and according to this Nazi propaganda, these Jewish peoples, they were tortured, they were killed and persecuted in Germany. They were not allowed to live in the country. Those Jewish peoples were survived only through the activities of doing trade as well as money lending. So these Jewish peoples, they were not allowed to purchase the land, they were not allowed to have the ownership of land, only they were living in a place called ghettos, and those peoples were often persecuted through having violence, and they were compulsorily or forced to expel from the land, because according to Hitler, these lower community should not be lived in the society. This Hitler hatred of Jews, it was based on a theory called pseudo-scientific theories of race, and here the conversions was not a solution to Jews' problem. And what is the solutions? It can be solved only through total eliminations of Jews from Germany, and that is the reasons right from 1933 to 1938 the Jewish peoples were segregated, they were forced to leave the country, they were killed in the concentration camp, they were tortured, they were killed, they were not allowed to settle, even though they were living in a special place called ghettos, and those peoples were not permitted by Hitler. Why? Because the Jewish peoples were considered one of the lower category of peoples. So whatever problems are happening, it is only because of the Jewish peoples. So what Hitler did, he took a very strong determination to disperse the Jewish peoples from the entire country, and in order to have total eliminations, he was killing them, punishing them, and he was asking them to leave the country. So my dear students, in this topic, as we have talked about the racial state, and in the racial state only these Aryans peoples were allowed to live and to have prosperous. Why? Because they are considered pure peoples, healthy peoples. Only they have eligibility to live in the society against the undesirable peoples who were living in Germany. So my dear students, in this topic we have talked about the racial discriminations which happen in Germany. If you have any doubt, you can call me and contact me. Thank you so much for listening to me.